I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Today we're reading Matthew's Gospel, chapter 23, verses 29 through 32. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! You build the tombs of the prophets, and you decorate the monuments of the righteous. And you say, if we had lived in the days of our fathers, we wouldn't have taken part with them in shedding the prophets' blood. You therefore testify against yourselves that you are the sons of those who murdered the prophets. Fill up then the measure of your father's sins. Wow. When I was a teenager, I had a list of things that I would never say when I grew up and had children of my own. And guess what? I say many of those phrases to my kids today. And they'll probably say them to their kids. Like it or not, we are products of our upbringing. Things like, stop crying or I'll give you something to cry about, right? Remember that one? The Pharisees and the Sadducees had commendable zeal, really, it was pretty impressive. And they're willing to suffer for what they believe in. The problem was that they were sincerely wrong in certain crucial theological conclusions, mainly in that they didn't recognize Jesus as the Messiah. So the religious leaders of Jesus' day loved to work for the Lord. Man, they loved to work. But their works were ultimately deemed ineffective for the kingdom because they had been taught attitudes and opinions that were contra to God's own heart. And when the foundation is flawed, then the structure that is built upon it is jeopardized. Israel's spiritual leaders had mostly traded the solid foundation of the Tanakh, which is a Hebrew way of saying the Old Testament, for they had unsteady foundations of the rabbinical opinions and judgments concerning the Old Testament. And the practice of learning rabbinical tradition had largely replaced personally seeking God's revelation, that is, His Word. So religious leaders became so consumed with the how that they lost the who. Forms of worship overshadowed the object of worship, the Lord. And what's worse, these leaders believed that they had evolved beyond the righteousness of their fathers who had rejected the prophets. So Jesus gave a simple exhortation, like Father, like Son. And to that end, they remind me of some church leaders even in our generation. Indeed, some preachers believe that today's society has evolved beyond the Bible. We have grown out of the Bible. The Bible's no longer relevant, and they scoff at conservative believers who suggest that we should take the Bible literally regarding various issues like homosexuality or church leadership paradigms or even abortion. And so in doing so, these pastors elevate their opinions above those of Moses or the Apostle Paul or even Jesus. No, we mustn't accuse our fathers without recognizing that we have inherited many of their well-intended and yet sinful attitudes about God. And the only way to break sin patterns is to humble ourselves, to repent, and to ask God to reveal the truth of His Word to us. And then we must commit ourselves to live within that truth which He has revealed, even when it becomes uncomfortable or unpopular in society. I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Check us out at www.groundworksministries.com.